Well, first tonight, the government is being sued by the family of a young mother from Nottingham who died after her benefits were cut. Philippa Day took a fatal overdose after pleading for help for months. And today it's emerged that a second Nottingham family is taking a similar case to the appeal court. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball has the details.
Overwhelmed, bewildered, drowning in debt, Philippa Day took a fatal overdose after making repeated, desperate calls to benefit officials.
This has been 6 months. I am in so much debt. I have nothing to eat. I literally need a reason to live. All of my disability premiums have been taken away from me. I am in £5,000 worth of debt.
Philippa's inquest found 28 errors in how the government processed her application for personal independence payments. She'd asked to be assessed at home because she suffered from agoraphobia, but the answer was no, and her money was stopped. Philippa's family say that caused her death, so now they're suing the Department for Work and Pensions.
It was absolutely preventable. My sister suffered and she struggled, and it was directly due to the impact of the claim and the impact of, being told to go to a face-to-face assessment when she was agoraphobic and couldn't leave the house. It traumatised her to such an extent, and it didn't need to.
But Philippa wasn't the only one. This vigil was held for Errol Graham in Nottingham last year. Errol was found starved to death at his flat here in Radford after his benefits were stopped. He'd been seriously mentally ill, so he didn't respond to the calls and letters and visits from benefit officials. Now Errol's family's asking the Court of Appeal to look at what they call systemic problems.
Our case is that the DWP should have taken further checks to understand Errol's state of health prior to terminating his benefits. And maybe if that had been done, Errol would still be here today. It is time for a complete overhaul and I would say an independent inquiry into what is happening and why so many people are losing their lives.
Philippa Day's sister's convinced that lessons still haven't been learnt, and one leading campaigning Labour MP says the whole system isn't fit for purpose.
And Jeremy's here now. Oh, it's just heartbreaking, those cases, aren't they? I mean, it doesn't seem it, but how unusual are they?
Well, it's hard to know the real extent of this, actually, Anne, but there are certainly scores of deaths that families have blamed on the stresses of the benefit system. Now, we know that because of some research out today from the BBC's Shared Data Unit. That's found at least 10 cases across Derbyshire, Leicestershire and Nottinghamshire. All people who died after their benefits were cut, either from serious health problems or because they took their own lives.
And has the government said anything about it?
Yeah, I mean, it says these cases are tragic. It says each and every one of them gets reviewed to see if there are lessons. And in fact, we know new safeguards were introduced after what happened to Philippa Day. The government also makes the point that the vast majority of benefit claimants do get their money promptly. The problem, of course, it only takes one case to go wrong and whole families get destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, very sad. Jeremy, thank you very much indeed for that.